Chosen one, let me tell you what you were actually made for. Not the version you perform for others. Not the version you've been working toward so people would finally understand your value. Not the version that looks like success on the outside and feels hollow the moment the room empties. The real one. You were made to carry something that has nothing to do with a title, a platform, or an achievement. You were made to walk with God, to know Him at a depth that changes how you move through the world, to reflect something in your daily life that cannot be manufactured, rehearsed, or faked, to carry a light into every room, every relationship, every ordinary Tuesday that doesn't come from your talent or your effort, but from your proximity to the source. Everything else, every ambition, every goal, every role you've been given or taken or built is secondary to that. Not worthless, secondary. And the moment you get that order right, something in your life will begin to breathe again. Here is why your soul has felt heavy, not broken, not lost, heavy. There's a weight that comes specifically from carrying things in the wrong order, from putting secondary things in the primary position, and then wondering why life feels effortful in a way that doesn't produce meaning. That heaviness is information. It's the same reason certain environments no longer feel right. You walk in and something in you goes quiet in the wrong way. Not peaceful quiet, closed quiet. The kind that tells you your spirit is protecting itself from something it no longer belongs in. It's the reason certain relationships feel draining in a way they didn't used to. Not because the people changed necessarily, but because you have been changing. And the version of you that used to fit comfortably in those dynamics has been quietly outgrown. It's the reason opportunities that once felt like open doors now feel like detours. Like your hand is on the handle, but something in you won't turn it. Like a direction that made complete sense 12 months ago now feels like someone else's map. All of that is God speaking, not loudly, not with a sign you can photograph. In the language He uses most fluently, the quiet, internal language of a soul that knows it's being repositioned. He is not punishing you with the discomfort. He is using it to pull you higher. And higher always requires releasing lower. That is not loss. That is the mechanics of ascent. The battles that nearly broke you, they were not accidents. They were training for a capacity you didn't yet have and couldn't have been given any other way. The heartbreaks that reshaped you, they were not punishment for something you did wrong. They were redirection away from something that would have cost you the purpose you were being prepared for. The delays that made you question everything, they were not denials. They were the time God needed to finish building in you what the next season would require. Because here is what nobody tells you about purpose. Purpose doesn't just require gifts. It requires capacity. The ability to hold what the calling carries, the weight of it, the responsibility of it, the pressure of it, without collapsing. And capacity is not given, it is grown. It is grown in exactly the kinds of seasons you have been through. The pressure you endured didn't just test you, it expanded you. Think about the ones who walked this before you. Joseph didn't step from a dream into a palace. Between the vision and the fulfillment came the pit, the false accusation, the prison, and the years that looked like God had forgotten His own promise. Every one of those seasons was building the interior architecture that a man ruling a nation would need to have. David was anointed, made, and love. Enough of this place. And feel is the way I died for a man. The wilderness didn't delay his calling. It forged the character his calling required. And God is not standing at a distance, vaguely hoping things work out for you. He is actively, precisely, with full intention and zero confusion, aligning every detail of your life with what He originally designed you for. The thread running through your history, through the joy and the loss, the progress and the setback, the seasons that made sense and the ones that didn't, that thread has always been moving in one direction, toward the original design, toward the thing He whispered into your soul before you had words, And today he is saying, lean in. Not to what the world says your purpose looks like. Not to the version of calling that gets applause. To this. To knowing him deeply enough that it changes your nature. Following him faithfully enough that it shapes your choices. Trusting him fully enough that you can stay still in the seasons that don't make sense yet. Carrying his light into the ordinary places. The daily conversations. The quiet acts of integrity. The moments where you choose love when fear would have been easier. Where you choose honesty when performance would have been more convenient. Where you stand firm in who you are when being misunderstood would have been the easier exit. That is the calling. Not the stage. Not the spotlight. Not the moment everyone finally understands what you've been building. The daily walk. The private obedience. The faithfulness in the moments no one is watching. God measures lives by alignment, not achievement. And a life aligned, even a quiet one, even an uncelebrated one, carries more weight in the eternal ledger than any applause-driven performance ever could. Now hear this carefully, because what I'm about to say is going to explain a lot of what you've been experiencing recently. God is in the process of removing what distracts you, not what's bad necessarily. Sometimes what he removes was genuinely good, just not yours, not for this season, not for the assignment. Good things in the wrong hands at the wrong time are just as much of a detour as bad ones. He is opening what aligns with you. And aligned opportunities feel different from chased ones. They arrive with a peace underneath them, rather than a pressure, a settledness, rather than a scrambling. The sense that the door opened for you, rather than because you forced it long enough. He is strengthening what connects you, to your calling, to your community, to the version of yourself that operates from identity rather than insecurity. And he is silencing what confuses you, the noise, the competing voices, the opinions that never had the authority you gave them, the internal arguments that kept you circling instead of moving. Some people will naturally fade from your life in this season. Let them. Some desires you've been carrying will shift and reorganize. Trust the shift. Some dreams will change shape, not because they were wrong, but because God is upgrading them into something more precisely aligned with what he actually called you to. You are not losing anything that belongs to your purpose. You are being freed from everything that doesn't. God didn't call you to be busy, he called you to be aligned. And the difference between those two lives is everything. The busy life chases, the aligned life receives. The busy life performs to prove. The aligned life moves from a place of already knowing. The busy life competes for position. The aligned life operates from assignment. And assignment doesn't require competition because no one else was given yours. Alignment brings clarity. Clarity brings peace. Peace brings the kind of forward movement that doesn't exhaust you because you're finally moving with the current instead of against it. And that movement brings a fulfillment that achievement never could. The stage where you stop chasing what was never yours to chase, where you stop begging for what God already set aside for you, where you stop forcing open doors that were never meant for you, and start recognizing the ones that open without a fight, because those are the ones built for your assignment. What is meant for your purpose will arrive with peace, not pressure, with direction, not doubt, with a clarity that doesn't require you to convince yourself. You are not behind. I need you to hear that and let it land somewhere that actually receives it, not the surface where you process encouragement and move on, but the deeper place where the belief lives. You are not behind. You are not late to your own calling. You have not missed the window. The detours did not disqualify you. The delays did not expire what God placed in you. The years that felt like wandering were not wasted. They were working on you in ways you are only now beginning to understand. You are exactly where God can reach you. And what he is reaching for, right now, in this moment, is not your performance. It is your return. Return to the thing he put in you before the world started putting things in you too. Return to the assignment underneath all the activity. Return to the calling that was never about impressing anyone. It was always about faithfully carrying what God placed in you to the people and places He designed you for. Walk in it. Live from it. Let it become your compass, rather than something you're still trying to find. Because this is what you were made for. Not the applause, not the arrival. The walk, the daily, faithful, purposeful walk, with the God who knew you before you knew yourself, and has never, not for a single moment, let go of what He originally designed you to be. If something in this message moved, not just emotionally but spiritually, in the place where decisions are actually made, come to the comments and write, God, I return to my purpose. I'm ready. Not as a ritual, as a turning point. A moment you can look back on and say, that is when I stopped performing my life and started living it. If someone came to mind while you were reading this, someone circling in their own wilderness, measuring themselves against the wrong standard, mistaking their repositioning for failure, send this to them. Your timing in sharing it may be more significant than you know. Subscribe. The conversation God is having with you about your calling, your identity, and your season is not finished. There is more coming, more precision, more confirmation, more of the language your spirit has been searching for. If these words have planted something real in you today, clarity, direction, permission to stop performing and start aligning, and you feel moved to support the ministry carrying this message, I want to invite you to give, not out of obligation, as an act of partnership with a work that exists to remind people of who they were made to be. What you sow here reaches the person who is one word away from returning to their purpose. That return changes everything. Thank you, beloved. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where God can reach you, and He is reaching.